This story is a textbook example of how religion manipulates politics. There are millions and millions more Christian Zionists than there are Jewish Zionists.
Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we are commanded to support Israel.
We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
But how did Christian Zionism take a hold of America? It all started with a Bible called the Scofield Bible, written by a charlatan lawyer named Cyrus Scofield in 1909. Yes, written. See, what was unique about this Bible is that even though it contained the Word of God, as written in the King James Version, for the first time ever, a Bible now included notes, study guides, and interpretations by the author himself. So within his notes, Scofield literally invented something called the Palestinian Covenant. And this covenant is Scofield's explanation of the verse Deuteronomy 30, where God guarantees and promises the land to the Jewish nation unconditionally. So this theory is based on something called dispensationalism, which was a very, very niche religious movement before Scofield came around. Now we know that Israel is just another name for the prophet Jacob, and he was given that name after he wrestled with God, because Israel means wrestled with God. But in the Scofield Bible, Scofield spreads this idea that Israel is a nation of God's chosen people where God has a distinct and separate plan for them. And that includes gathering Jewish people as a whole to Palestine in order to usher in the end of times and the second coming of Jesus. At that point, something called the rapture happens, where Jesus secretly comes and all of a sudden all the Christians are in a rapture and go up to the sky. And what will happen to the Jewish people down below? Well, unfortunately, 2/3 of them will perish. I swear. Completely invented. No other Bible mentions this. And of course, nowadays, they call it the Land Covenant because they don't want to say Palestinian Covenant because they don't want to even acknowledge that there's such a thing as Palestine. Now, why did Scofield, an alcoholic charlatan lawyer who went to jail for fraud, write a whole Bible? How did he fund publishing it with no wealth? Who funded Scofield's multiple trips to Europe for research? There are many theories about how this originated, including the fact that Scofield was a part of the Lotus Club, where prominent American Zionist and lawyer Samuel Untermyer also frequented, and that he used Scofield as a useful tool in order to spread Zionism in America. We may never know for sure what the origins of this whole project was, but it is very clear how it concluded. The mass influence on America that this Bible had to support the current colonial state of Israel is a matter of biblical prophecy. Free Palestine.